press enter and then tab. Enter and then tab. Hello and welcome to this tutorial for MLA Formater, the MLA Formater at sites.google.com/MLA Formater up here. So what we're going to be doing, as you can see here, it says please indent all and subsequent lines of your citation as below. And already in my sample essay, I have the citation. So what you do is you put in the information, which there will also be a tutorial for how to just basically use it. But this is something which should be separate because it's the only downside to this site compared to other sites. But seriously though, this is much better than EasyBib, Noodle Tools. This, unlike the mainstream MLA citation sites, bibliography sites, this, although the features are limited, it has no ads, and because of that, there is no lag on this site. There's no lag, and there's practically no waiting. So with EasyBib, it has a site that gives you citations, but that takes minutes. Well, not minutes, but there's some waiting involved. But with this, the moment you press submit, we'll pretend that this is, that's the whole thing. We'll pretend that this is an image, just so I can show you how quick it is. Publisher. So if we pretend that it's an image, just so I can show you. And in case you want some help copying these, because this is something which could be confusing. It gets cut off, but it's not really cutting off what you did. It's just your view is limited. So all you do is double click or triple click. You triple click your citation, and it's all on one line, which is where the other, I don't want to say issue, but the other thing you have to do, the responsibility, I would say, that's where it comes in. But you just click it 3 times so that everything's blue, and whatever is cut off, it'll still be blue. So you have the entire citation, even though you can't see it. You have it all selected, so you make sure to copy it, and then you paste it, and look, everything's there. Even though after the C, Britannica.C, look, everything's there. It's all there, folks. Nothing to worry about. And the other thing, I said responsibility because with the EasyBib Noodle Tools, they say, all you do is put in the link, and it'll automatically give you the information for your citation, and you just review it. But that's not true, as everybody who's used those sites have seen. We all know that you still need to put in most of the information. Like if you put in the image, link to an image, or link to an online article, you still got to put in the author 99% of the time. It doesn't pick up on everything. You still have to put in the date accessed, obviously. Date of publication sometimes. Sometimes the website title's not there. So this isn't really different, and a lot less lag. Something to keep in mind, especially if you're doing this in school. In that case, you really want with the Wi-Fi not as good. You want something simple so you don't need to wait as long, especially if it's something you submit online and it's due before next period. You want to make sure you get everything in there quick. So this is a great alternative for that. And finding information, you should be used to that because EasyBib and Noodle Tools aren't actually giving it to you. And in this, it might look scary to you. It comes with a warning. Please indent all subsequent lines, second and subsequent lines of your citation as below. But it's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing to be afraid of. So I'll use the first one so I can show you something else with the second one. I'll just copy this so I can show you something else later. So for this first one, you want this indent second and subsequent citations. Well, I'm about to show you what you do, and I will also add in a video of the keyboard so that you may see what exactly to do with your hands. So what I'm going to do, maybe I should practice a little more, but press enter and then tab. Enter and then tab. But that's basically for this. For this, all you need to do is enter and tab. But I need to show you some special cases, obviously. So let's pretend this guy's name, hypothetically. What if it was Grant with a lot of A's? And I'm just trying to make it so that it's longer, so that there should be, in some cases, a word might be cut off. It's not happening here, though. I guess on this site, it moves the words for you, so. But let's say if something happened where it was like this, so you press enter, and it's like this, so ignore the, I don't need these A's anymore, but it's cut off. This hypothetically happens where you have it fit in the amount of lines, but it's cut off. What you have to do is you can't divide a word between two lines, so you have to, if you've already pressed enter, the keys I pressed were enter and tab. That's what I pressed. So if it is cut off, like it wound up looking like this, all you need to do is undo it. It got spelt wrong. I think it was supposed to be O all the time. Oops. So encyclopedia was cut off in the middle. You go back. So you press delete twice because that undoes the tab and the enter. So now you're back to normal. And you go to the beginning of the word and then press enter tab there instead. So if a word is cut off, you just go to the beginning of that word that was cut off, then press enter tab. But I think with most word typing softwares, I'm not sure exactly if that will happen, but just something to keep in mind. But the one other thing, and this is a big thing. What if the guy's name is long? So let's add our A's to Grant again to make it look, it's 3 lines. What do you do? So first, you want to enter tab, but look, there's a second line. What do you do? Well, what you do is you do the exact same thing. Enter tab. But you don't do what... Let's try that again. So for the third line, any line that isn't the first line, you do enter tab. So I did the second line. Now I want to do the third line. It's enter tab again. And if you look at it here, if you were to put a ruler with the B of Britannica and the W of WWW, you'll see that it's they're at the same. They start at the same place. They're indented the same. So I'm going to show you what it's not. It's not this. The third line doesn't get its own extra indent. Every line gets the same indent after the first. So, let's say there's a lot of E's in religion. If the word religion just happened to have a lot of E's, or this URL was longer. Look, 2019. This, you're lucky, it already did it for you. I think that's just because now Google's caught on. So yeah, so this is, if you have a citation with more than 2 lines, this is the ideal. So what's on the screen right now, it's not an ideal citation, but it shows you what I'm trying to say. Please indent the second and all subsequent lines of your citation. This is what it looks like. I'm going to now show you what not to do, and you should get it. I think you might only need now, I'm not going to say anything. I don't know for sure, but this is what not to do. And this is also what not to do. And this is what is to do. So I'll highlight it again. This is what you do. Every line after the first one gets only one indent. You don't keep adding them. It's not like a graph where it's +1 for each. It's not a function. It's just after one, you just indent them. And I'll go over indenting one more time, just to make it super quick and easy. So if you have no idea what I'm saying, I'm going to explain this one very slowly. You see, you pasted it, and let me go over copying again. You click it 3 times, and it only selects your citation. And even though you can't see the whole thing, it's all there, I promise. So you've pasted it, and what you do is enter, and it doesn't look like anything's happened, but that's because it was already on a different line. But then you press tab, and if you pressed tab without enter, that second line would still be in the same paragraph as the first line, and that would add the tab to this line that says Grant Michael. You don't want that because you're indenting the second and subsequent lines. And also, if let's say that these were let's say this was your sources. So Grant, a lot of A's in his name, and Grant, 1 A in his name. Each citation, it starts over again. So first, no indent. Second, third, fourth, fifth, etc., indented once. That is how to properly indent your citations using citations from the MLA Formater, sites.google.com/MLA Formater, or also sites also with HTTPS. So it's a great site. All you need to do is first you need to trust it. Your whole citation's there, even though it's cut off. And I think there might be a way around that, but for now, you click it 3 times, and everything's selected, even this information that looks like it's cut off, but it's still there. Click 3 times, then you paste it. And then, once you've pasted it, I don't think I actually pressed copy because it's already here, but copy, and then enter tab, and voila, you have another citation with the MLA Formater. This was the pseudo center, and goodbye.